Hi, y'all. Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart readings here. We are continuing our chakra set here, and so this is the sacral chakra, which is the second chakra, the orange one there by the womb and the belly. This one is the chakra that connects with our desires. It's a water element chakra, very emotional, very sensitive, very sensual, sexual chakra. Um, so checking in with this one will let us know, what's going on in that area and in those themes in our life. So that chakra is correlates with the color orange. So I have a spectrum, some things that are kind of yellow, orangey, peachy, red orangey. I didn't have like exact orange besides my candle that's almost dying. But yes, so we'll be doing a pick a card. You guys know how those work, I'm sure. So we'll have you pick a stone here from the set. If you feel drawn to more than one, that's fine. We could have multiple things we're working on in that area. And so I'll show you the cards we're working with. We're going to use the Chocolate Lover's Messenger cards, the Wild Quanyan Oracle, Next World Tarot, Tarot of Delphi, and the Tarot of Mermaids. I also have the Dame Darcy Mermaid tarot, which doesn't come with the box, and the one that I made myself actually as well. So let's see the stones. We have orange calcite. We have a beautiful little scallop shell. We have peach moonstone. Hi, Selu. We have this carnelian that's more of a browny orange carnelian. We have a piece of coral actually that's polished and rounded. And we have another carnelian there that's more orangey. And go ahead and stay to the end. I do the collective reading from the subconscious cards of all the decks for all of us, okay? So if you guys have yours picked out, I'm going to go ahead and begin the reading. So let's see what's going on in your sacral chakra if you chose the orange calcite or number one. And thank you for everyone who time steps because y'all know I never have time to do that. Daughters of the Red Tent, Three of Coins. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Queen of Pentacles reverse. A lot of cards came out from this too, so I hope I have time. Libra, if your head can't do it, let your heart try. So we got the Libra card there. And then we got hearts, and it says always. Little Harry Potter reference. Gryffindor, anyone else? Drop your house. Hi. Strawberry cream, which is romance. Death reversed. You see how many cards we got for each of these? Oh, goodness. And the Devil card from the Next World Tarot says justice is not blind. Okay. Which is interesting because this Libra card is kind of like the Justice card of the Oracle. I was pointing at the wrong one. Okay, so for you, what's going on in your sacral chakra? All right. I'm definitely seeing some healing and cleansing needed in that area. The red tent is actually all womb based. It's like has to do with your like moon cycle, menstrual cycle, but also in this deck, it's just your own spiritual cycle that you're on, making sure that you're in tune with your own self, and that you're very emotional self. You're very sensitive, kind of. It's that primal sensitivity, right? So in the root chakra, we have this instinct, this kind of on edge, and then in the sacral chakra we start trying to not tame that but make it more workable, make it a little bit less just crazy and a little bit just wild, is which why I chose the wild Kuan Yin. Where can we get inspiration from it? So here is saying there's still some energy needed to actually actively work on your sacral chakra if you chose this one. Now, I see partnerships being a big thing. So I think a lot of married people are going to pick this one, or people who are really, really focused on married. I definitely get a strong Libra energy. I see Capricorn and Scorpio for the main energies here, but anybody can pick this. This one, it has Saturn and Capricorn pointed out as well. So let's see what we got going on. I see a few different things. Now, I think if you chose this one, that when it comes to the activities of your sacral chakra, being creative, feeling like you have movability with your body, and most, probably intensely for everyone watching, is your sexual and sensual relationships. I feel like a lot of people here that pick number one, the orange calcite, that it's hard for you to have relationships like sexual relationships unless it's committed. Like you can get caught up real bad and the whole issue of like boundaries and who's in committed relationships. I do see a little third party energy sometimes that some of you might have experienced. You might be holding that energy here. And I see people who are not climaxing. You're not getting joy out of your sexual experience, even though you're very romantic and you really want to have these heart to heart connections. That could be part of the blockage. So if you're trying to force yourself into codependent relationships and you chose number one, like you actually do a lot better when you know you're constructively building a relationship with somebody, when you know that there's not anybody else in the way, that nobody else can come and take what you have with that partner. You just do way better that way. Even when it comes to, like I said, like creative projects or something, like you need to have contracts, you need to have concrete details. And if you're feeling, if another part of your being or your astrology chart or something is fighting that, that could be why you keep ending up not having satisfaction in some ways. I do see the ability to have a very healthy partner who it's like, sensually and heart to heart, you guys align and connect. Now you do have to watch out for codependency. You can really hold on to other people's energy. So if they got funk energies, you're taking them on because you want to be one so much. You're just like merging and creating a new self, a new identity. So this is definitely a chakra of expression and creation. So it's very important that you feel like you can like separate the two. So these are seen as balanced, even though they're two completely different sources of light, right? And so that's the idea here. You do not do well if there's any other partner interfering. That's just not what I'm seeing for you. Maybe at some point you tried it. It would take a lot of very honest kind of energy to really connect and feel safe, I think, if you chose number one. So it might be good to give yourself boundaries with that right now, without, I feel like it's taking you, someone watching at least is probably trying to entertain that, like, okay, maybe we can all just, maybe I can be okay that this person has someone on the side or something like that. And I see that it's not really working well. It's not what you want. Try to understand that your partners might not move towards commitment as fast as you do, and it doesn't mean that you're undesirable. It doesn't mean anything of that nature. I feel like it's taken that way. You take it against your sexual being, your how your body looks, or things of that nature. If partners aren't wanting to commit, I think that you can commit very quickly. If you're having commitment issues yourself, it could be stemming from not feeling desirable and needing to get balance in this chakra. So for some people who you're like, man, this person would marry me, or, I'm married and I still feel like we're not committed. I feel like I can't fully engage with this partner. That could be why it's stemming from the sacral chakra. So we want to get to the point that you can get that pleasure, right? That strawberry sweet cream from your sexual experiences. But yes, you do need romance with that experience as well as commitment, okay? But look, not too much in your head. If your head can't do it, let your heart try. All right, let's see what is next. We have the scallop shell next. And thank you everyone who's been tagging for me. I don't remember if I already said that. Okay. If you chose number 2, which is this shell here, we have grandmother of love, granddaughter of life. We have Queen of Swords, the throne of truth. Ooh, she's intense. We have, and there is no birth that is not bloody, butterflies. Butterflies are intense. If you ever watch one come out of the cocoon, we have the crown chakra reverse with some Piscean energy there. Anniversary, partnership. So a lot of people hold in partnership energy in their sacral chakra. We have the Two of Wands reversed. Seven of Swords. Nine of Cups. Two more cards. So many cards for this. Queen, or this is the enchantress of Wands. Kind of like the Queen of Wands in that deck. And a Seven of Coins. Seven of Pentacles. All right. So we have all these cards going on here. So what I see, there's some more Libra energy. There is Virgo, Taurus, Pisces, Aquarius, is what I'm seeing off the top of my head. So what I'm seeing here is, for some of you watching, like, you don't go in partnerships. You don't really connect with others when it comes to interacting in social ways, sensual ways, creative ways, you might have like a very rigid way of handling things. You want to be in control and maintain control because you might sometimes kind of express yourself and then it gets like really crazy. Some of you, you really are detaching, like the sacral chakra is supposed to be a very emotional chakra, but it's like you're detaching and looking at things very critically and mentally. So you might have very set ideals as to why you can't let this chakra go and be free. And I see you trying to like you're trying to control your head logically instead of being like free spiritually, intuitively, just like going with things, needing to really know what's what and have control of the situation. I'm seeing you wanting to change that, wanting to birth out, but I really am seeing you struggling with the idea of partnering with others and not knowing if you want to be solitary single, if that's easier. I do see some pain and disappointment in a relationship early on, partnerships that really affected how you interact in this chakra. It could have been even a grandparent's relationship, just like your idea of relationships. I feel like you could be someone who could really learn vicariously through other people's relationships, but because of that, it makes you not like interact yourself in relationships. I'm seeing like it's like all or nothing. Like a few times you had to burn yourself taking creative risks or really expressing yourself in very, sensual or dramatic ways, or, really take some risk sexually and then, kind of feeling like it didn't hit the mark where you want and cutting off from that kind of truer self in a way that is not really purely authentic, but it's like it's working for you. So you have to see, I feel like if you pick this one, you have to see if you're ready to open that. Like you have your defense mechanisms for a reason. You have the way that you really protect your mind and your body there for a reason. But it looks like you are ready to come out and you know it's not going to be easy. Now, I do want to talk about, I do see some people here who have had some body image issues very intensely. I'm seeing some cutting. So for those of you, even if it's just one person who watches, that is something that to work on with this chakra. So if you're doing chakra work with this one and you know that you've had an issue of cutting or self-harm, please like do it with a really a healer that you trust who can really guide you and help you kind of unpack things and don't feel like you have to do that alone so that you have a support system, because I do see that being, something that someone has gone through and is dealing with. Yes, I feel like with this one here, the belief that you can have people receive you is very important, whether you're putting out creative works, putting yourself out there, knowing that basically the shoe's not going to drop and all of a sudden like you invest work in yourself, in your body, and then you're not accepted or people don't want you after all. And it's going back to knowing that you are protected. We do have this could be in your real life if you have a connection with an elder, or in spirit that you have an elder watching over you. I think surprisingly you're like somebody in your family down the line, whether you know it or not, and you might think, I'm so different than them. Like, I get this little rebel energy here where you don't want to be hurt and you feel so different and so isolated than others, and yet you really do want to be in a loving partnership and relationship. So these are some of the things to begin working through. I would say don't rush yourself. I think there's a lot to unpack. You know why you've put up certain boundaries, like I've said before, and I think that's fine. You have your wisdom from it, and that's what this card is realizing you went through a lot at a young age. You know why you do things a certain way, but it's encouraging you. It's saying free will now is starting to block you, and it's starting to keep you from things that could be very freeing to live out loud some of your own wishes in your own closeness, in your partnerships, in your creativity, in your self-expression, even just in your body, just being at peace and at comfort in your own body, however you are, which is very beautiful. So you're very empowered, and I would encourage you to keep claiming that power and just learn how to let down some walls a little bit in a way that feels safe for you. All right. So for those of you who chose number 3 up here, which is the peach moonstone, yay. How did everyone do with the full moon? That was like a wonky one for me, man. Holy Sisters, isn't this so precious? I love this one. Temperance, Sagittarian energy popping up there. We have the Queen of Wands, which can be Sag and Aries, could be Leo. We have the Knight of Wands, some more Sag energy. Okay. We have the Page of Cups. Look at all these people in your sacral chakra. We have Water Song, Wild Wisdom. Wild wisdom gushes from a mysterious subterranean vein, and this is a water chakra. Peanut Brittle, which is discipline. Ooh, look at you got the Knight of Wands and you got discipline. Let's see how this reading comes out. And the Devotee of Wands, which is kind of like the Page of Wands. Okay, look at all these people. And then we have the Five of Cups reverse, and this says Mars in Scorpio and loss. I'll let you guys see it up right too. Wow. Okay. So I feel like people that are choosing this one, you have been working on your sacral chakra. You're aware of your emotional, nature of things that have weighed you down. You're trying to clean out, relationships and habits that's been there. You're trying to find discipline. If you haven't done that yet, you have the ability to do so. We have temperance wanting to balance that out. You know that your path is not everyone else's path. I feel like you're, defensive in a good way about what is your space, your body, your rights, your expression, which is very beautiful. I think you know that you can get out of balance sometimes. Like you could get a little crazy if you drink. I feel like this chakra of yours is very sensitive to like chemicals, alcohol, substances, things of that nature. But I feel like you've done some partying. If you haven't yet, oh child, like you want to, like this chakra wants to express itself. Now, for those of you who've had some fuckboy issues, some ratchet person issues, whatever, it is hanging in here, okay? So I do see you wanting to release that, and you're probably very conscious of that. So this is just an affirmation and a reminder that it's not healing isn't just locking things out and shutting things down. It's also purging, okay? So it's like you have that wisdom there. You have we see we have Pisces, Sag, Aries, probably some Leo energy around here. So you have an ability Scorpio. You have the ability and the knowledge and the wisdom around you, I think, to get to where you want. I think it's good. I think you're someone who can go out and like experience a wilder life. Let your sacral chakra be a little bit more crazy than other people can, and then rein it back in when you need to. But it's important not to run from things emotionally. And like I said, I think most of you got a pretty good handle on it. So this is just encouraging you to remain disciplined, to continue listening to yourself. Oh, this is another thing. Just because you've had like a crazy sexual life, or you've just been out there and, just really expressive or whatever, it doesn't mean that you can't come back and be spiritual and see yourself as sacred. And I think that that is a big thing for some people who are watching. This is saying holy sisters, and you might be like, "What? I don't know what you mean holy." But this is saying no, your body is sacred. And some people, maybe their traditions, they don't understand that. Like, "Oh, you're showing your stomach. How could you consider yourself sacred? Or you're wearing that, or you've, slept with how many people or whatever." And this is like, no, this is reminds me of the 3 of Cups, like everyone coming together, honoring each other, seeing each other as worthy, as, pure meaning like good-hearted, pure meaning at like your intentions to yourself and to others aren't shisty, So I do feel like there is, you're in the process of really discovering your philosophy for your body, for your sex life, for just what it means to truly live. Like I feel like you're someone who you want to live, and if you haven't and you're having imbalances, it could be emotional imbalances, gaining a lot of weight in that area, the womb belly area, down there is where the sacral chakra is. Blockages, stomach issues down there, it could be because all of this freedom and this experimentation really wants to excuse me, really wants to break forth. I do see being very, as I said, sensitive to different, excuse me, throat chakra might be a thing for a few of you guys. I'm just choking for some reason. But I do feel some of you are very sensitive to liquids, what you drink, that kind of thing. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this one. Just really not. I feel like you should be the rock star poster on your own wall. Does that make sense? Like, 90s status, you have the person you appreciate, that you reflect on, that you want to be like. And it's like you have that internally in yourself. And some of you have lived that and expressed that, and it's pretty badass. And some of you have yet to really open that door and experience that, your own sacred sexuality, your own kind of radical way of living. And I think that you're someone who can do that respectfully and honorably to yourself, and yet like hardcore. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go to that brown carnelian. Oh my gosh. Next, these are the 3 that we have left to do. All right. Remember to find me on Facebook and Instagram too. I'll put the descriptions after this post. So we have, if you chose this one here, the brown carnelian, the orangey brown, we have the Sacred Falcon shows the way. These cards are so beautiful. We have the Never Say No to Adventures, Traveler on the Threshold, and it's the planet Jupiter, so definitely can tie to Pisces and Sagittarius. Could be Scorpio too, because currently Jupiter is in Scorpio. We have Chocolate Bar, Sadness. We have the Nine of Swords reverse, which can be some Gemini energy. Ace of Wands reverse, fire signs. Seven of Pentacles reversed. So we're having some cards that we've had in multiple readings. So that could be, that's really like Virgo or Taurus energy for me. And then we have the Two of Swords reversed. And this says Moon in Libra, or it could just be the sign of Libra. Okay. So let's see what we got here. I have to try to get them in a way that works. The Falcon shows the way. So we have this intuition, like this instinct that wants to really come through for you, and we have you being ready to start making choices and come out of anxiety. I feel like some of you might have had some like PTSD or trauma when it comes to the issues of the sacral chakra. You know, there's a blank here. Some of you might have felt like you weren't even like sexually attracted to anyone, or you didn't even want to do that. We had some sadness and mourning that was happening, and feeling like you invested in a situation that didn't happen, and just feeling like you were on pause. Some of you, I do feel like you needed a lot of time after you came out of a relationship, a marriage, something of that nature, and you just had a lot to work through and kind of deal with and express. And yet we have this beautiful energy here of like this Jupiter and this sacred falcon, like this energy of travel for some of you, experience, like really, like it's like that part of you that no matter how sad or worried you are, there's a part of you that's still hopeful that's there. And it's like you hold it here in your sacral energy, like birthing, like literally birthing out this happiness to yourself. So you get lucky through the things of the sacral chakra, which might sound strange, but this means when you're living expressively, creatively, sensually, when you're being honest with yourself sexually, when you're following your desires, right? Because this is our chakra of desires, you advance your life quicker. You move past sadness easier. That way, you're able to get more clarity on decision making, and you're able to get like clarity on like your mind just being your own, not having anxiety, not having worries, not having stress in the mind. You get to be very clear, and I feel like you hear your guides, your ancestors guiding you a lot more. So for you, you're somebody that like connecting with what you desire is actually a bang on good thing. If you spend too much time really syncing up to everyone else's opinion, what does your partner want, what does this person want, it throws you off. Your desires are what you need to connect to. And it's okay if you change your mind and decide that what you invested in like doesn't feel right anymore. I feel like you're gonna have that a lot in your life. You're just gonna keep bouncing back from things, and it's gonna be like you want something, you manifest it, you get it, you try it on, you taste it, you kind of do a Goldilocks thing. It's not what you want, and it's okay to just let go, move on, and try again. So that is kind of how your sacral chakra works when it's healthy. You're going to feel this very moving energy, this energy, and like literally having energy, wanting to get up and go and travel and expand and try things. So actually letting yourself do so. We want to upright that Ace of Wands, and like she's like tally ho, about to have some fun. So that is, you know, gonna do a lot more for you. I think to move away from these situations that are kind of sad and like weighing you down and kind of, you know, just not exactly what you're wanting. Goldilocks makes a lot of sense. Yes. Right? The box of chocolates. Well, this is a bar of chocolates. You're going to go find a box of chocolates to see what you're going to get. Yeah, so that's yours. It was a lot more short and quick and sweet, but I feel like you're starting to really know what you want. And once you do, like, just don't let anyone shake you out of it. And yeah, just allow them to process it as they do. It's not like to be like awful or anything, but it's just like, I mean, you got to live your life. Okay, for those of you who chose coral, we have this coral here. We have a wild red rider, blessing bestowed. Oh, yes, that is fun. Like that, we have this one has a lot of cards. Hero of Coins, which is kind of like the Knight of Wands. We have the Five of Cups reversed. We have the Enchantress of Coins, which is kind of like the Queen of Coins, Pentacles. Ten of Cups reversed. I don't know where to put these. Five of Cups. Look, two Five of Cups, and it was in the other one too. One reversed and one not. Okay, let you look at that a little more. We have chocolate icing, inspiration. Ooh, we got wildfire. I call to the south, fires that lick and burn. I am the fire. That's an intense one to have in this chakra. And we have the Page of Cups reversed, the home of expression reversed. So if you pick this chakra, you are having some issues expressing yourself sometimes and feeling like you can't openly do that with others. You probably had some bad experiences with others where you opened up and, were like, oh, look at my ideas, or look at what I care about, look at, how I feel about myself. And then it was kind of shut down. However, I do see you like you're literally like fighting the monsters that are holding you down. Like you're like, I am going to have a healthy chakra. Like damn it, like it's going like it's going to be lit. Hi. And we have the wild rider. So I feel like if you chose this one, like you're well aware of the stuff that has been discontent. You do carry a lot of sadness here. You do carry stuff from family. So the sacral chakra is the womb as well. So those of you who've had, there could be some loss of a child here. There could be some difficulty with family planning, or maybe you wanted a family plan with some. Thank you. I am doing well. Thank you. I hope you are as well. Um, and so if that has happened, if that's been the case for you, you are holding some energy here. There could be family disappointments and basically just if you that feeling of not good enough, if you have that around family themes, this is where you could be holding it. Um, Yes. So, but I see you working on that. I see you like well aware that that's there and trying to shift it, like physically, like, no, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to appreciate my body, like working hardcore, like tooth and nail. Like, I'm going to get rid of this sadness. I'm not going to let myself be downtrodden. Some of you might be really fighting depression, and it's connected to things in your sacral chakra. But I'm seeing this beautiful energy of like freedom and wildness and creation. I definitely get very artistic energy from this, and someone who can really make a business out of sorry for the glare, artistic projects and things. I also see someone who could be like a dancer. Like you might actually act out your sacral chakra if you chose this one. You might move, you might flow, and some of you might have stopped doing that for a while. Maybe you got some bad reactions just living in your body, being your sensual self, just being who you are. And I see a lot of people reclaiming that and being like, you know what, I'm gonna walk how it feels good to me and my body. I'm gonna, just feel my own fire, my own passions, and like live life. So for you, I think like connecting to your senses, connecting to yeah, just being a little bit more radical. So this can mean life is going to get a little messy when you have the wild red rider here, but like it's meant to be. So if you're trying to hold things together, if you're trying to hold to family, friends, relationships that don't really work for you, work situations, if they're falling apart, they're meant to. Like they're not big enough for you. You're kind of like your sacral chakra is what is it? A big pond. What is it? They say like the small fish and the you want to be a big fish in the small pond. So no, yours is the big. It's like the ocean. And so trying to play small with your sacral chakra energies doesn't work. Like people pick it up from you anyways. People see you as sensual. They see you as magnetic and attractive. They see you as creatively powerful. They see you as somebody who can go and just just fit in everywhere. Like you go from here to here to there, and you just like are captivating. You have this energy. You're the icing on top. Like, but you have depth and you have staying power. And so I see people being able to really reclaim that and own it. And just not have to feel bad that you have to leave certain people or situations behind sometimes. That's been a theme here. I think a lot of people, we desire people. We want to have people close. We want to have them, and we don't want to hurt others. And so if we know that we've been left behind, there's a lot of abandonment issues that are held in this chakra if you pick this one. But like I said, I think you have the ability to work on them and you're conscious of them. But you might have fears of abandoning others. Maybe you haven't been branching out to those big oceans because, there's people you care about in that small pond and they're not growing. But I feel like you're someone who, if you light that fire, like you become an example. You become like, whoa, like who knew? Like I never even thought that we could skydive, or I never, whatever it is. Like, so I feel like you're really meant to make some moves. You, like I said, financially connect with your sacral chakra. You have some talents here that you can bring out. And I think this strawberry moon is very powerful for you to have this journey and release whatever you need to, and start, like, I don't know, living out loud. You got wildfire. So yes, and wild red rider. All right, so for those of you who chose, we have the last one and then we have the collective. Thank you everyone for liking. Subscribe, please. We have the orangey carnelian, number 6 here. It says, above you, the lantern dancer. And she has that full moon too. We have the 10 of swords. The devotee of coins, kind of like the page of coins. Empress reversed. Almond chocolate, which is achievements. Ooh, this one. It says, this is eccentric, and it's, I don't want to be another faker. I don't have to hide anymore. I don't have to pretend and hold back. She was at once wise and completely wild. So that is something that your sacral chakra wants to express. And we have sanctum, sanctuary. Oh, one more. Justice. And that's the cover there. Wow. So this is Libra and Venus energy. We have Aquarius, Pisces, Taurus, Libra. Could be Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and Gemini. So quite a few signs here. Yes. Okay, so I'm seeing this push and pull for you, where you might want to be different so much. I'm getting Venus and Aquarius energy here too, if you have Venus and Aquarius. You might want to be different so much, and you desire that you like clash with other desires that you have. Like you have a lot of juxtaposition in your sacral chakra. You're Libra, yes. So on one side, you might like truly want to like conform and just like, go by other people's achievements and be appreciated, and just go with that, standard side of beauty. And it just seems like that's a good way to go. But then there's like this other side, which is like the moon here, that you're just like, screw that. Like I want to be my own person. Like I want to be the mover and shaker, right? I want to be the pioneer. I want to be able to like screw what everyone else says I should be sexually, or or any kind of conforming. Like this justice card, nobody is conforming. Like everybody is being their own look, their own self, their own religion, gender, whatever. And so like it's like this clash that you have. So some of you might have figured it out, but there's a little bit that still needs to happen. So here there needs to be stop investing and people that you don't want to be, basically, and then bringing that into your energy and judging yourself by those standards, or holding that energy at all. Like if you don't want to be a ballerina and you want to be a break dancer, stop judging yourself by ballerina standards. Like that's not you. Like you got to do you. And so you're holding a lot of that energy here. And with the Empress, this is like, she should be rocking this chakra. So when you have it up right, like it's going to be bomb in every way, like sensual, feeling beautiful, raking in money, having the suitors, and attracting, just radiating gorgeous energy. But right now she's feeling a little bit wacky because there's your own truth. So every empress doesn't have to be some conforming traditional empress. Like some empresses were a little bit eccentric, right? They were a little bit out there, and that's you. You have to figure out what radiates or what resonates with the energy you want to radiate out. And give yourself some quiet time to do that. I feel like a good, like actively, like maybe journaling or really working on this chakra would be good for you. Whenever you're starting to feel that you're conforming, it's not what you're supposed to do. Some of you might actively go out and be activists about the things concerning sacral chakra, which could be reproductive rights, that could be sexual rights, that could be, the way a person's body looks and their agency over their body, and just like being able to wear what you want and express what you want. I see dyed hair. Just like all of this is so important to you, to have like full autonomy over your life, your look, how you feel in your body, and how you express. So, and I am seeing having to cut people off in the past that just couldn't respect that. And you might still have some childhood friends around who don't really like get that, who maybe it's hard for you to blossom around. So just be aware of that. Now I am seeing here also, because this was reversed, and we have the Page of Pentacles, which is often a child with the Ten of Swords. There will be probably a few people watching who have had like C-sections, or who have had issues with their womb, some kind of, surgeries, or in that area, and or in that area period. It doesn't matter the gender, but I am seeing a specific C-section as well. You might need to really reclaim yourself and put energy back in. So for everybody, whenever we release energy from a chakra, so this is the chakra we release sexual energy, creative energy, birthing, anything that we would see as nurturing, as birthing. Even if you adopt a dog and you're nurturing that dog as your child, like this energy is coming here from your sacral chakra. Like it's really thank you. It's really kind of, you've overextended a lot in this way. You might have even had a loss in regards to one of those projects or people or relationships that you were nurturing from this chakra. So that's a cutoff of energy, and that's what this is feeling. So really getting back to re-nurturing yourself, you do need a lot of spa days. Like I do feel like in a good way, you're someone who, like, having a spa day, like pampering your physical body, can help you snap this chakra back into shape and like get you back going in your own wonky way, of course. Good wonky. Yeah, so you want to see how you can heal those situations as well. And I would be cautious with here. I would be cautious with surgeries to your body, even cosmetic surgeries. Really make sure that you're in a healthy place and it's something that you really want to do, and that you have good doctors and things, because you take it very hard to that deep kind of self esteem, desire chakra there, if anything goes wrong, okay? Um, what else? I feel like there was one more thing that was going to pop out here. Yeah, but see, that's what it is. Because with the lantern, like, it's kind of like people have different things that they want to follow in life. Some people follow the lantern, some people follow the moon. So while you're following the wild moon and you're light years ahead of what everyone else is doing, being your own individual self, you're holding your little lantern for people so that they can learn from your path. And I do see that. I see people wanting to watch you. I see people very much invested in how, like, you connect with yourself and like your sense of self-esteem, how you express yourself, how you carry yourself. And you might be like, why? Like, it's so weird. But like, look at this person. Can't you see, like, wow, look at how they carry themselves. So if they suddenly didn't carry themselves like that, you would just notice it. So you do have massive energy in your sacral chakra. You might have to sometimes try to rein it in because it might get too open, or, and if it gets off, it's going to be noticeable in your life. But it's because you can really, well, it's for you, but you, in addition to that, can really, like, teach others. You can teach, like I said, young people who are watching, how to really own themselves, express themselves, really love themselves. So there's a lot of self-love that wants to come in here, and a lot of empowerment, and even this kind of avant-garde fashion, like high fashion kind of energy, something that's here as well. So there's a lot of achievements also that you can make through this chakra. All right. So that is if you chose number 6, which is the carnelian. So we're going to go ahead and see. You're welcome. Thank you for watching. We'll go ahead and do the collective reading for everybody. I have so many of these. Oops, I'm just showing my messy house. I have so many of these pick a cards. I have like a whole list of things that I want to do. So for all of us, her hand gentles the war. Wow. So a lot of people watching have been, having a lot of angst and like opposing desires, and just a lot of trouble with this chakra here. And that makes sense because what this chakra is programmed hard. It says be daring. It says, but first let me take a selfie. And let's see, it says kinky, and look at all these lips from all different people and genders and races and everything. And then Marie Antoinette with her indulgent ass. So this is about everybody. Like, your sacral chakra is meant for fun. It's meant for indulgence. It's like experimentation. She's a Scorpio. It's meant for connection. Like, be bold, be daring, like find out how to gently, reconcile all your different desires and get in a way where you can enjoy yourself. We have rocky road, personal growth. So it's like kind of just dig in, tackle it. Like everyone's a mix of all their different things they got going on. We have a little bit of issue here, a little bit of pleasure here. So just figure out what your mix is in a way that can be enjoyable. Ace of Swords reversed. So I'm gonna get the Justice card again. A lot of Libra energy. King of Wands, look at dramatic. And the Page of Swords. We have a lot of air energy here. So mostly people just like get out of your head. It's like keep your good morals, okay? It's not saying go out there and, do anything that's non-consensual or hurtful. But this is saying like, broaden your mind a little bit. Look at that. She just, this was a little fenced off area, and it's like she cut that rocky road, right? And she's just like, no, like I'm going to decide for myself. She's got dreads, which is spirituality, like what is good for my body, what I like, and speaking up about things as well, because she has these blue here, the throat chakra, and the Ace of Swords is reversed, which is throat chakra, and here the Justice. So being able to communicate what it is you want and desire, whether it is your vision for certain artistic projects, your partnerships, those you're inviting into your sacral chakra. And so we do need to think of it that way. When we're having sexual relationships, you're inviting that person's energy, their chakras, their aura, their whatever, into that sacral sacred space. And it's going to affect your root chakra and everything else too, because they're all connected together. So it's like finding out when things are a little bit rough. I feel like it's saying for all of us watching, we can afford to get a little bit messy sometimes. We can afford to tackle things, be a little bit bold, enjoy ourselves. The video's posted too, please, if you'd like, and just let me know what's going on with you, and I'll talk to you again soon.